Stop scrolling for 1 second. This path, right here, cost me $71, not $700, not $7,000. $71. No contractor. No power tools. No concrete. Just me, a shovel, a bag of sand, and one Saturday afternoon. And here's the thing. This exact look? The winding, organic, naturalistic flagstone path? It is the biggest outdoor trend of 2026. Designers are charging thousands to install this. Magazines are putting it on their covers. And you can build it yourself this weekend for under $75 that I'm going to show you every single step, from the first shovel in the ground to the finished path. Let's go. Hey, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, every single video on this channel is about transforming your outdoor space on a real budget. No fluff, no filler, just projects that actually work. Today we're building a winding flagstone pathway completely from scratch, and I want to be upfront with you before we start. This is not the rigid, perfectly geometric, contractor-style path you've seen 1,000 times. Perfectly straight lines, uniform spacing, every stone the same size. That look is honestly starting to feel very dated. What we're building today is different. It's organic. It curves. The stones are irregular. There's creeping ground cover growing in the gaps. It feels like the path has been there for 50 years, carved naturally into the landscape. That is the 2026 naturalistic trend. And it's not just easier to build than a formal path, it's actually more forgiving. Imperfections make it look better. Let that sink in. Okay, let's start with why this look is taking over, and then we'll get straight into the build. Trend context. For the last decade, the aspirational yard looked like a golf course. Perfectly edged, chemically green, not a leaf out of place. Symmetrical, controlled, sterile, and people are exhausted by it. In 2026, the shift is real and it's everywhere. Landscape designers, garden influencers, even mainstream home improvement brands are all moving toward what's being called the re-wilded yard. The idea is simple. Work with nature instead of against it. Let things be a little wild. Let the edges blur. Let plants do what plants do. And the winding flagstone path is one of the most powerful symbols of that movement. Think about it. A perfectly straight concrete path says, I control this space. A winding flagstone path with time creeping through the cracks says, I belong here. This grew here. This was always here. That's the feeling we're going for. And the irony? It's cheaper and easier to build than a formal path. Because you're not fighting for perfection. You're embracing imperfection. Every crooked stone, every uneven gap, that's not a mistake. That's character, materials, and budget breakdown. Here is everything I used. Every single item. Nothing hidden. First, flagstone. This is your biggest cost. I picked up about 50 to 60 pounds of irregular flagstone from a local landscape supply yard. Not a big box store, a landscape yard. Always cheaper. I paid around $38 for what you see here. Now, real quick, before you go spend a single dollar, check Facebook Marketplace. Check Craigslist. Check your local community groups. People give flagstone away constantly after they redo their patios or tear out old paths. I've seen people literally posting free, you haul it for hundreds of pounds of stone. If you score free flagstone, your entire project could cost under $15. So check that first. Second, sand. One bag of play sand or builder's sand. About $8 at any hardware store. This is your base layer. It levels the stones and gives them a stable, flexible foundation. Third, landscape fabric. Optional, but I used it. About $6 for a small roll. It goes under the sand and stops weeds from pushing up between your stones. If you're building in an area that gets a lot of weed pressure, worth it. If not, skip it. Fourth, ground cover plants. This is what takes the path from good to absolutely stunning. Creeping thyme is my #1 recommendation. It's hardy, it spreads on its own, it smells incredible when you step on it, and it flowers in summer with tiny purple blooms. I bought a 6-pack of plug plants for about $11. Other great options, Irish moss, Corsican mint, woolly thyme, or even just transplanting wild moss from elsewhere in your own yard. Completely free. That's it. That is the entire materials list. Let me show you the total. Flagstone, $38. Sand, $8. Landscape fabric, $6. Ground cover plants, $11. $63. We came in well under $75. Tools you need, a shovel, a rubber mallet, a hand tamper if you have one, and a long level or a straight board. That's it. No wet saw. No plate compactor. No concrete mixer. Nothing fancy. Step 1. Design your curve. Step 1, and this is the most important creative decision you'll make, is designing your curve. Grab a garden hose, or a rope, or even a string line, and lay it out on the ground along the route you want your path to take. Here's the rule. Go more curve than you think you need to. Most people's instinct when they first lay out a hose is to barely curve it. It ends up looking almost straight. And almost straight is the worst of both worlds. It's not formal enough to look intentional, and it's not curved enough to look natural. Give it at least 2 real, confident curves. Think of the letter S stretched out across your yard. Let the path respond to what's already in the space. Go around that tree, curve past the flower bed, sweep toward the gate. The path should feel like it's following the landscape, not cutting through it. Once you're happy with the shape, grab some marking spray paint, the kind that washes away, and paint right along both edges of the hose. That's your dig line. Aim for 18 to 24 inches wide. That's wide enough for 2 feet, side by side, which is the minimum to feel generous and comfortable. Step 2. Dig out the path. This is the most physical part of the project. I won't sugarcoat that, but it goes faster than you expect. Use a flat-edge spade and dig straight down along your painted lines. You're going down about 2 to 3 inches, not deep. You just want the stones to sit slightly below grade, so they're not a trip hazard, and so they look embedded in the ground rather than sitting on top of it. Remove all the grass and roots as you go. If the soil is compacted, loosen it up with a garden fork first. It'll save you energy. Work in sections. Do about 4 feet at a time, then move forward. It keeps you from feeling overwhelmed by the whole length. Pro tip: pile your excavated soil right beside the path. You'll use it later to backfill the edges and make everything look tidy. Once you're done digging, tamp down the base of your trench with your foot or a hand tamper. You want it firm, not loose. Firm base means stable stones. Step 3. Landscape fabric and sand base. If you're using landscape fabric, roll it out along the trench now and cut it to fit with scissors. Overlap the edges by a few inches if you have seams. This fabric is your weed barrier. It lets water through but stops weeds from finding their way up between your stones. On top of the fabric, pour in your sand. You want about 1 inch of sand, not more. Spread it out roughly with a trowel or your gloved hand. You don't need it perfectly level at this stage. You'll fine-tune it stone by stone. Sand is doing 2 jobs here. 1. It gives each stone a cushioned, adjustable bed so you can wiggle and tilt them to get them just right. 2. It handles freeze and thaw cycles. Unlike concrete, sand flexes. Your stones won't crack or heave in winter. This is actually one of the reasons the naturalistic style ages so much better than formal paths. It's built to move with the earth. Step 4. Laying the stones. Step 4. And this is the heart of the whole project. Placing your stones. Start at one end and work toward the other. Before you start placing, spread all your stones out beside the path and take a quick look at what you have. Sort them loosely by size. Big flat ones, medium ones, small fillers. Your large, flat stones go in the primary stepping positions. These are the stones your foot will actually land on. Space them at a natural walking stride, roughly 18 inches center to center. Step it out yourself. Walk the path in your mind and place those anchor stones first. Then, and this is where the naturalistic magic happens, fill the gaps between anchor stones with medium and small stones. You're not trying to fill every gap. You're not building a puzzle. You're building a mosaic. Gaps are your friend. For each stone, here's the process. Set it down. Wiggle it. Does it rock? If yes, lift it up. Add or remove a little sand underneath. Reset it. Wiggle again. It should feel solid. No rocking at all. Once it's stable, take your rubber mallet and tap it gently into the sand. You want it to sit just slightly below or flush with grade. Not poking up. Not sunken. Then, most important step, stand on it. Put your full weight on it. That's the real test. If it shifts even slightly, it needs more work. Now here's the design principle I want you to hold on to through this whole step. Do not try to make this look neat. Vary your stone sizes dramatically. Put a huge stone next to a tiny one. Let gaps be different widths. Let some stones overlap slightly. Turn stones at different angles. The more you fight your instinct to make it uniform and tidy, the more beautiful and natural this path is going to look. Ugly is the wrong word. Honest is the right word. It should look honest to the material. Step 5. Filling the gaps. And this is honestly my favorite part. First, sweep fine sand into all the gaps between the stones using a stiff brush. Sweep it back and forth until the sand settles down between the stones. This locks everything in place. It's like mortar, but flexible and alive. Now plants. Take your creeping thyme plug plants and press them firmly into the larger gaps. Don't worry about being gentle. These plants are tough. Push the roots down into the sand and soil below. They don't need much to get started. Space them about every third or fourth gap. They will spread and fill everything in over the following weeks and months. You don't need to fill every gap with a plant. Let some gaps stay as sand. That contrast between planted gaps and open sandy gaps is actually part of what makes this look so rich. Water them in well once you're done. A gentle, slow watering so the water soaks in and the soil settles around the roots. In about 4 to 6 weeks, depending on your climate, those plants will start spreading. In one full growing season, your path is going to look like it's been there for 20 years. Step 6. Finishing the edges. Here's what not to do. Do not install plastic edging. Not for this style. Plastic edging immediately signals DIY project. It kills the natural look. Instead, take the soil you excavated earlier and pack it gently back against the sides of the outer stones. Use your hands or a trowel. The goal is for the stone to look like it's embedded in the earth, because it is. If you have mulch or bark in nearby garden beds, bring it right up to the edges of the path. Let it kiss the stones. That transition from path to garden bed should be soft and blurry, not hard and defined. Take a walk back. Look at it from a distance. Look at it from the house. Look at it from the end of the path looking back. This is your eye level test. If something feels off, one stone sitting too high, one section too wide, fix it now. The sand base makes every stone adjustable. Nothing is permanent until you want it to be. And when it looks right, when it looks like it grew there, you're done. Design tips. Elevate your path. Before I show you the full reveal, I want to give you 5 design tips. These are the things that separate a path that looks great from a path that looks like a magazine shoot. Tip 1. Vary your stone sizes dramatically. The biggest beginner mistake is picking stones that are all roughly the same size. It ends up looking like a retail floor tile. Go to your landscape yard and specifically ask for mixed, irregular flagstone. Big stones next to small stones. That contrast is everything. Tip 2. Honor the imperfect edge. The outline of your path should not be a clean line. Let stones jut out slightly. Let the edge waver. A perfectly straight edge on a supposedly natural path is a contradiction. Embrace the wobble. Tip 3. Think in thirds. Roughly a third of your path surface should be stone. A third should be planting gaps. A third should be sand gaps. That ratio gives you the open, breathing feel that defines this aesthetic. Too much stone, and it looks paved. Too many plants, and it looks overgrown. The balance is the art. Tip 4. Add one statement stone. Every great naturalistic path has one moment. One stone that's noticeably larger, flatter, and more impressive than the rest. Put it at the entrance, or at the main bend in the path. It becomes the anchor point your eye returns to. It elevates everything around it by contrast. Tip 5. Be patient with the plants. The path looks good on day 1. It looks incredible by month 3. The real magic is biological. It takes time. Resist the urge to overplant or rush it. Put the plants in, water them, and let them do what they do. $63. One Saturday, and a path that is genuinely going to get better every single week as those plants fill in. This is what I love about the naturalistic style. It's not finished on day 1. It keeps evolving. It keeps getting more beautiful. It becomes part of your garden in a way that a poured concrete path never could. Now, I want to see what you build. If you take this project on this weekend, drop a photo in the comments. Seriously, I read every single one, and I would love to see your path, your stone choices, your plant selections. Every yard is different, and every path is going to look unique.
If this video helped you, hit the like button right now. It genuinely helps this channel reach more people who are trying to do exactly what you just did, make their outdoor space beautiful without spending a fortune. And subscribe if you have yet, because the next week I am building the dry stacked stone garden border for the under $40. that pair perfectly with this path, Sam. Neutralistic and aesthetic and same real budget. You are going to want to see that one. Link the everything I use are the description below, including the where find the landscape supply here near to what to search marketplace to find to flagstone in your area. Thank you so much for watching. And now seriously, go get hand dirty. Your yard is waiting.